Welcome to our Explainer, where we help you crack the code on key concepts for the NCARB ARE exams. Today, we are tackling one of the absolute fundamentals of life safety, the means of egress.
All right, let's just jump right in. Imagine this. You're at your desk, minding your own business, and suddenly, the fire alarm starts blaring. Strobes are flashing. What do? What's your first instinct for getting out?
Well, here's what's fascinating and a little scary. Research shows that when we panic, our brains just kind of default to what we know. We tend to run towards the door we came in through, even if a marked, closer, and safer emergency exit is right there. We literally run right past it.
And that's exactly where you, as the architect, come into the picture. Your job isn't just to make a building that follows the rules. It's to design an escape path so clear, so intuitive, that it actually overrides that panic instinct. This isn't just about passing a test, it's about creating a map to save lives.
So the International Building Code, the IBC, gives this whole escape route a name, the means of egress. Now, the official definition sounds a little dry, right? A continuous and unobstructed path. The best way to think about it for the exam and for real life is as a three-part story, a journey in 3 acts.
So let's get into Act 1 of this journey. We'll call it the starting dash. This is the moment you jump up from your desk and start heading for safety.
This first part of the journey is called the exit access. It's literally the path from wherever you happen to be, your cubicle, a library, a store, that leads you to the door of a protected area, like a fire-rated stairwell. It's the journey to safety.
So think about any normal hallway, an aisle in an office, or even the open space in a big room. That's all exit access. And here's the critical thing to remember. This is the most vulnerable part of your escape. You're not protected from smoke or fire here.
Okay, for the exam, this is huge. Exit access is almost never fire-rated. And because it's unprotected, the code is super strict about how long this path can be. That's a little something called travel distance, and you absolutely have to get that calculation right. The whole goal is to get you out of this unprotected zone and to an exit, fast. So, you've hustled down that hallway. You see a heavy rated door with that glowing green exit sign. You push it open and you're safe. Welcome to Act 2 of your journey, the exit. An exit is basically a fire-rated bubble. It's an enclosure, a protective shield that's built to keep fire and smoke out while you make your way through it. This is your safe zone.
And here we've got the classic textbook example of an exit, a fully enclosed, fire-rated stairwell. The second you step inside this stairwell, the building code considers you to be in a place of safety. But, and this is important, a stairwell is not the only kind of exit.
And this is a classic ARE trap question. It gets so many people. They think, hey, a hallway is a hallway, right? No way. There's a huge difference between a regular corridor and a protected one. Let's clear this up right now.
Here it is. This is the analogy you have to remember. If a fire-rated stairwell is a protected vertical path, then an exit passageway is a protected horizontal path. It's basically a stairwell laid on its side. It's not for hanging out. It's a fire-rated tunnel to get you from point A to point B safely.
All right, if you're going to screenshot one thing from this whole explainer, this is it. An exit access corridor is the normal unprotected hallway that gets you to safety. An exit passageway is safety. It's a fire-rated tunnel that counts as part of the exit itself. Huge difference.
Okay, so you've made it down the protected stairwell. You push open that final door at the bottom, and you can smell the fresh air. You are so close! This is Act 3, the final stretch.
This last leg of the journey is called the exit discharge. Its only job is to connect the end of your protected exit to the ultimate safety of the outside world, to get you away from the building.
So, this could be a simple walkway, a courtyard, an alley, even a ramp like you see here. It's the path that leads you from the exit door of the building all the way to a public street or space.
And the journey isn't officially over until you reach what the code calls a public way. This is super important because it ensures you're not just dumped into some enclosed backyard. It guarantees there's a clear path for you to get away and for fire trucks and first responders to get in.
Okay, let's put this all together now. Here is your ultimate one-slide cheat sheet for the entire journey to safety. Go ahead and get that screenshot button ready. And there you have it, the 3 acts of egress. Act 1, exit access, the dangerous starting dash where travel distance is everything. Act 2, the exit, your fire-rated safety tunnel. And Act 3,
the exit discharge, the final stretch that takes you home free to the public way. So as you're studying, just remember, this isn't just about memorizing definitions for an exam. This is about the core responsibility of being an architect. It all comes down to this question: how are you going to design a space that protects people when they need it most? That, right there, is the real code you're here to crack.